Hello, welcome to Sunday's garden video. It's raining. I'm not yet caffeinated. I thought I would start a video by getting coffee, but pit stopping. I have like an hour that I can spare, and I thought I would pop into, well, there's two places. We can either go to the walled garden in the Phoenix Park, or we can go to Farleigh. They also have a cute garden. But I basically want to just get some inspiration and just see what's growing. You know how I love looking at a garden. These are just on my doorstep and I don't know why I don't visit them more often. But anytime I do, I'm like full of the inspo. Then I need to plant up a container for Mother's Day. I think I'm gonna sow some zinnias seeds. While it's raining, I mean, would Monty Don not garden if it was raining? No, he would still get out into the garden. So we can go to the greenhouse and we can do our jobs. So that is the plan. So if you also need to get caffeinated or decaffeinated or grab a hot drink, pause, go pop the kettle. I'm going to get coffee and then we can look at the pretty gardens. And also, anytime I say about looking at pretty gardens, it's not from like a comparison point of view, because even like there can be a garden 2 doors up that has more bulbs on flower than yours. It's all, we all have our own little worlds in our gardens. It depends on like sunlight, temperatures. You can have different zones in different gardens, but it is nice to see what is growing in their garden. So hopefully there will be some spring bulbs. I'm expecting to see lots of snowdrops and daffs, probably a little bit. I haven't seen any tulips yet. They're kind of more of an April kind of thing in Ireland. Some late varieties could be March, but who knows, or May, but who knows what we will see. Anyway, enough waffling, let's go. I ended up actually going on a bit of a ramble. So I parked in Farleigh and I had a walk around, and then I ended up leaving my car there and I walked up to the walled gardens. It's about 20 minutes away. Both of the places have coffee and they have bathrooms. So if you are worried about going on a walk, and if you're like me and you need to wee all the time, there is bathrooms in both of these places. The gardens around Farleigh had way more spring bulbs compared to the walled garden, so it's definitely worth having a visit. And I think they may have a market on some Sundays. I know at Christmas time, I think it's every Sunday, but I'm sure if you check out their website, you'll find any info. There is an absolutely stunning garden behind the gates there, but sadly on the day I was there, they were doing some serious maintenance. So I am excited to see what they were doing and what's going to be in bloom come springtime. Also, they have alpacas now, and I got chatting to a couple that were out walking who were also admiring the alpacas, and they said that they're new enough that they're only there about a month. So I didn't know. The last time I was there, I did see the sheep, but there is now alpacas as well. It's not a long walk from Farleigh up to the walled gardens if you want to chance it by foot, and it's all on the flat as well, so there's no crazy hills or anything like that, so family friendly walk. So inside the walled gardens, I did notice that they didn't lift the dahlias. They left the dahlias in the ground. Now I'm wondering, because it's a walled garden, I wonder, are they a bit more protected? I'm not sure. I did leave my dahlias in the ground, but I mulched them and it didn't look like they had mulched theirs, so I'll be excited to see what happens with theirs. I also noticed there was a few veggies growing, a few winter veg, and what was really nice to see was there was lots of weeds. I think they have a little meadow section that they're growing, and some of the weeds were in flowers. I say weeds, they're probably a weed to me, but they could be, I don't know, a proper wildflower. Their lavender looked like it was freshly trimmed as well. And please remind me around about May and June time to come back and show you the walled garden when it's in bloom, because it does be absolutely stunning right the way up until October, November. They do have sunflowers. It does be amazing. And this is also a great photo spot. I did shoot one of my friends, her niece's communion. I took her photos in the walled gardens and they were absolutely stunning. So if you are looking for a backdrop to take some photos for anything, this would be amazing in summertime. And this is why we always bring our raincoat, because while it might look sunny 1 minute, the next minute you have a little torrential downpour. It's the next day and it's sunny, it's dry and it's cold. My camera lens was fogging up. I think there was just too much moisture in the atmosphere yesterday. I think my camera got a bit wet yesterday when I got soaked in the rain. We're all dried out now. So let's sow some seeds first. Zinnias. Oh, they're on the microwave. Also, yeah, zinnias. Will I do some sweet peas? Because I have enough loo rolls actually. Aaron is actually dropping over my chitted potatoes. You know when someone is a good friend, when they chit the potatoes for you, because I'd like to have them, like St. Patrick's Day, they're the first early varieties, so you can do other varieties, I think, April, May, but you have more chance of getting blight with those ones. So she has chitted my potatoes, so I think she's doing something over my direction and she's gonna pop in with a coffee, because we gotta be caffeinated. And anyway, enough waffling. Let's go to the greenhouse. I'm going to use my soil blocker for the first time. Really excited about the idea of it because it just means I can take the seedling up and into the ground. There's none of this trying to poke them out of trays, because obviously I try not to damage the tray because I reuse them. So yeah, I'm excited. Right, let's go. I don't want to interfere with the bird song, but there is someone, I think it's a robin, up in the trees serenading me. How pretty. Also, I don't know if you can see that blackbird going in and out of he's on the fence there. This morning I seen a blackbird with nesting material in his mouth. Oh, here's the robin. The robins always come when they see me because they think I'm gonna unearth some worms, which could be true. But yeah, sorry for the shaky camera. The sun is in my eyes, which is a good complaint. But yeah, the blackbird I noticed had nesting material in his mouth, so he had kind of like, not straw, I don't know, it was like some dead, it looked like straw, it looked like nesting material. So he's going in and out of that shrub of ivy. But then I seen him, or her, but I think it was the him because it was the dark coloured one. I seen him fly over here, but they don't normally nest here. They normally nest over there, unless he was cleaning out, I don't know. So yeah, bit of love in the air in the garden, for the birds anyway. I'm having a soil blocker fail. So I must have the soil too wet. Mr. Robin agrees. And so I did get some, I'm on a baking show. So I did get some to stick in the square, and these are not as wet. However, they're not like the picture on Amazon said. Then These ones definitely must be too wet because it's making the squares, but it's not taking them out. Some other things I was thinking was, I just splashed myself in the face. Like, why don't you just scrunch up a ball in your hand and then stick the seed in that? But this is what I'm thinking. You have to water your seeds once they get established. So when you miss them or water them, aren't they just going to fall apart? Is this a gimmick? Some of you guys in the comments were saying that you use soil blockers and know they're great, but that's just something I was thinking of. So if I go to water it, is it just going to crumble apart? And yeah, like I could just sow these thinly and then like pluck them out and pot them on. I suppose the whole point of a soil blocker is that you don't have to do that. And I just scrunch them into balls and put them in the balls. I do hang on to the little trays when you buy plants, and I have some in there, so I think I'm going to use them instead. Oh no, it just started to rain. Damn it. Hang on. Before I go inside, it might just be a light shower. I picked up some algae cleaner. So, a couple of the things that you guys recommended when I asked, they were not available in Ireland, or they would say things like, safe to use, however, don't let pets on the surface or near the surface until it has dried, and may cause your plants to burn if the product touches it. And I was like, that doesn't sound very safe. I follow Pergola Nurseries on Instagram. Karen bought this last year and I asked her how she got on. She's like, I forgot to use it. So I'm after buying a bottle. This does say easy to use, no rinsing, no scrubbing, safe for pets. safe around fish ponds, non-toxic. So you just dilute it in a sprayer. Now you have to use it on a dry day, and then once it's dried, the rain apparently does its magic. Also, people were saying about, not dishwasher, washing up powder put onto the, not mold, algae, and apparently that does a similar thing. But again, whilst washing powder is safe enough in a washing machine washing your clothes, I don't know what impact washing powder would have on plants or pets. They do have safety things on them, so that's why I just went with this. It was €20. I think it was €20. So yeah, I'm going to give it a bash, but I won't get to do it today because I'm raining. And I thought today was going to be dry. So yeah, that's it there. It's called Algon. Let me know if you've used it and if it was any good. I'll let you know if it's any good in my own garden. Save me power washing. So I'll give it a bash. Another thing, I saw the guy also, if you're not following Pagola Nurseries on Instagram, you're missing out. He just makes the most relaxing videos. He always just seems so happy. He has a video where he cut his hydrangea Annabelle, and he gave it a good cut, and then he fed it with this stuff. I might not be able to lift this back. So he has his own mix of like fertilizers, so I bought a bag. So he cut his hydrangea Annabelle quite hard, then he fed it with this stuff. I need to put this down, it's heavy. I must stress that it was hydrangea Annabelle, not mop heads. See the one behind me that's in a pot? You can see this green growth, but apparently you leave the heads on it in case we get any frost, because it protects it from the frost getting down the stem, I think. But he said you can cut back the Annabelle. And if you were here around last year, you'll know that hydrangea Annabelle gave me an awful time. But I'm going to try. First of all, I thought they were dead. There is new green shoots on them. So I'm going to cut them back hard. Why not? The man did it. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to feed the border with that feed stuff. It says to sprinkle it on every 4 to 6 weeks. And it also says... Actually, I'll just get a picture of the thing. It'd be easier. So this is the fertilizer big bag that I got, and it's just, I think, in little pellets, and then you can sprinkle it on. This one is for flowers, roses, shrubs, things like that, but he did have a separate one that was for trees, and I think fruit trees and grown food, I think. Don't quote me, you can check out their Instagram anyway. So I think it's their own mix because it just has their address on it. There's no other branding. So I'm gonna give this a bash. I don't know if you can see, but I now have mini hailstones. So I'll have to come back in a few minutes. Quick little seedling update. The Zinnias and the toilet roll sweet peas are on the kitchen windowsill until they get going, and then I'm going to pop them into the greenhouse. Welcome back to the messy office desk. Sweet peas shooting up, doing great. Could probably do with being pinched out. I'm just after giving everyone a little drink, including myself. Non-alcoholic, just I have a cup of tea inside. So these Cosmos, so they're a different variety per tray, I think. Are they? I think they are. These shorter ones. So these ones are a bit shorter, but I was kind of concerned because, like, look at this chap. He is getting a bit leggy already. This poor fella, he can't even stand up. So there's Cosmos. We are talking about 3 weeks. 3 weeks growth on the Cosmos. And my good old teasels, we have more of them germinating, but I don't know how long it's going to take for these to turn into a plant. It did say germination was 1 to 3 months, but maybe growth might not be that slow. So this is how we are. We've got Cosmos doing well. We have little sweet peas over here. Obviously, they might just be a smaller variety, I'm not sure. We have these sweet peas that are doing amazing, and they could probably go outside soon, but I'm just holding off because like that today we had some I had some hail. I had some hail and the weather is really changeable, so I'll wait until maybe the end of March before I set these out. Only the sweet peas though. The Cosmos and Zinnias will still have to be protected from the frost. You join me and Karen. Say hello. This is the infamous Karen who I always refer to, but you never see.
Infamous, not infamous.
Oh,
Infamous is bad. Well, it probably is like a bad thing.
Infamous. Karen has just brought me freshly. Thank you for chitting my potatoes.
Listen, I preach it. Well, I mean, I went home with them. Like, aren't they some good little novels on
These
that?
are Mars Pipers. First earlies,
First
though,
earlies,
aren't they?
yeah. Because
Mars
we don't want to
Pipers.
have the blight
No.
with the main crop. So, because
Love
like
it.
you're going to get now, I think you put like 3 or so in a bag.
I think I did 3 last year per
I think I
bag.
did as well. And then like take off the extra ones. Just
Yeah.
They were saying if you keep just one kind of main shoot, you'll get more bigger potatoes.
And you only have to chit your first earlies. You don't. Isn't that true? You don't
Yeah.
chit main crop. You just
No
chit
chitting.
earlies. That's why.
Yeah. So we're going to be like
Lovely
potato
chits.
farmers. I chit you not. No, this is what we do. Then we cut all this out, you see.
I'm not cutting this out. Leave your best chit pun in the. Leave your chittest pun in the comment section.
Oh my god. So yeah, come like what? Is it June or July or?
I'm actually crying
Don't
laughing.
cry.
There.
Oh, stop.
No, I felt like I had potatoes in August.
Was it?
July, August, yeah.
I can't remember. I feel
Or
like
else I
let
left
mine
them
go.
in the bag.
Yeah, I think
I
I
left
did the
them in
same.
the bag and was eating them until August, September. But
See, we're living off the land.
Karen, introduce your channel. to
Oh,
the
sorry, I'm
people.
like, look what you pointing at.
I did leave a link a couple of videos back. I'm just gonna grab my coffee.
Now I'm in control of the channel. I just brought us out coffee.
Toffee latte,
I know we needed the
McDonald's.
coffee because Catherine was helping me with something last week and I had to come back out and do an extra bit. So I was
Yeah.
like, listen, I'm going to bring out the potatoes because we're going to sow or plant them on Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's tradition now.
Yeah.
It's 2 years in a row, it's tradition.
Yeah. it'll be
So
good.
Karen also does a Sunday garden video. I did link it, I think, a couple of videos back, and some people went over and left
Thanks.
lovely comments.
You're
so
so
thank you
nice.
for that. So I'll leave it pinned on the comments as well. If you want to go check out. Karen is the seed queen. I planned for you to just give me all. You
No,
start
that's what
them
I'm
and
going to
give them
do.
me.
Because I just love the idea of like sowing seeds and then you see the little sprouts and you're like, and then when you have to put them on, you're like, oh, where am I going to put all these? So
Potting
that's
on.
part of the deal. I will give you loads of,
Yeah.
because I have like vegetables and loads of flowers and perennials and annuals and stuff. So that's
Is
what.
it, but
that's the plan.
I remember last year sharing. I have like the pom something confetti. What's the one you gave me? It has little it's on the end. Tell them her.
It's the little
Dwarf
candy tuft. or
candy
something.
tuft. You gave that to me, and the orange ones, the black eyed Susans.
Yeah, Rebecca. I think they were a mixed
mini
one.
Rebecca, wasn't it?
They lasted for ages,
Yeah,
like
so
absolutely ages.
it's nice when you give,
Yeah.
because then you're like, oh, Karen gave me that, or you know.
Yeah, and we're always like split. We actually said that we're going to do that this year in, like later in the year, and save as many seeds, not as many as we can, but like
Yeah,
keep some of them
seed
for
swaps.
seeds, and then seed swaps, and then try to like divide up some of our plants.
Yeah.
What we're going to do? Because I was going to try and do the salvia. I was very unsuccessful with my propagating last year. Like
I killed the
nothing worked.
salvia. Though I think that red one, hot lips, is the only one that'll survive. But
I will not take that because my mother didn't like it. She cut it back. She did like Edward scissor fingers on it. Like nothing. Nothing has a chance to grow. It's all just like.
flop.
But yeah, now her garden is looking great. Oh my god, and it's only March. Like
It's only March. I know.
Like an avenue of tulips. You can be like Monty Dog going, look,
I
I'm down
want
my
it
avenue.
His avenue of tulips. Does he have an avenue of tulips?
Not tulips, but he has like the
down
avenue of the
the
trees.
hedges, yeah.
He calls it the avenue.
To have an avenue. Yes,
And
we
I
have.
sunflowers. That's a good one there. That's a cool one.
I
Sorry.
will never need to sow a sunflower for as long as I live now. They're embedded in my blood.
And they were huge.
They were huge.
I remember seeing them
But
on
they were
camera and going,
dwarf.
yeah. And then
They
when I
were
came here, I
dwarf.
was like,
They were an original dwarf sunflower plant, and the seed, they were not dwarf. I think it's because that gets a lot of sun. I don't know.
no, it's the perfect location. They thrived. And like, whether you like it or not now, you have another sunflower field.
I think I'm going to thin them out as they are established and move them into the front.
That'd be gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like
I
even along
think-
like the back wall or something. And oh look.
Karen, I was telling Karen a minute ago, I thought there was a hawk in the can.
It was like a hawk. But it might have been a brown chicken.
So I was like, maybe it was a pigeon, a brown bird that was huge, flew into the tree up there, like a lot of the other birds do. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, it looked like a hawk. Like a
believe you.
hawk, but we don't have hawks here. So then I was like, what if it's a brown pigeon? Or a chicken? Because there is chickens that live over there. Or like,
Could have been like a brown magpie. You know, there's sometimes you see the magpies with the black and the white, but then there are brown magpies as well. Are they like the lady ones?
you were thinking of blackbirds.
I'm thinking of blackbirds.
Yeah, there is a brown. The
We need to
female
learn
is
about-
brown, but they're small. This thing was like pigeon sized. Okay. A hawk.
Hawks.
I tried to get a picture, but it flew away. It went over there and I was like, ah. But it was definitely big.
You'll have to Google what do hawks like to eat so that you can get them back.
You should see my Google history. Irish brown bird looks like a hawk. Could be a pigeon. Nothing came up.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the news, like
Yeah.
hawk sighted in Dublin today.
If anyone was missing a hawk, I think he was in my garden. Okay, we shall leave it there. Do go say hello to Karen.
Today is your garden day. My garden day is in a couple of days. I'm gonna do like veg bed and
Oh, you got a veg bag quap? From Quick Crop.
quick quap. We're only drinking coffee.
Quap.
I did. So at home I only have like two 4x4 square beds.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I want to get like a longer one. So I
There's
think
6
yours is
by
like-
4, I think.
So this one I have is 6x3, just to make like
Oh,
a little
yeah.
area.
Nice.
Because
Oh,
I'm gonna need
nice.
space for all the stuff that I have.
For your farm?
Yeah, I could have up my own farm shop. We could do that.
We could totally do that. And we could just
Sell
drink
some
coffee
flowers.
and get
And
giddy over
act a maggot.
silly things all day.
And go hawk spotting.
I swear. I am so sorry. My memory card cut out. I ran out of storage, but me and Cameron were just, talking crap anyway. I'm gonna end this week's garden video there. It's absolutely bleeding freezing. I checked the temperature there, 6 degrees. So I'm gonna end it there. That's what I got up to this week. Let me know how you are getting on. If you sowed anything, how your bulbs are going, let me know in the comment section. I'll have the chats down there. I'll pin Karen's YouTube channel as well if you wanna go over and say hello. Regular viewers, cheeky thumbs up, you know the drill. And if you're new, you can check out the garden playlist. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Welcome. And I will see you all in the next video.